Hello, dear soul. Welcome to this podcast episode on quote unquote manifestation. I'm going to explain it a bit why I'm using quotes. And as usual, it has almost become a rule. Every time I'm trying to record a podcast, there are so many things going on around me. So if you hear any noise, just please ignore that. Okay. This is an episode that hopefully will have you just release the nonsense pressure of trying to manifest using all sorts of guru advice on how to manifest your dream life and all that matrix of illusion that has been really taking an influence on the social media. By the way, I'm no longer on social media, and gosh, am I at peace. As I shared, probably, I believe it was around October last year. That was the fork. That was the split from where the AI has really taken over the social media, and most content that you will see out there is purely fake. It's just false. It's the energy. The way I work is whenever something is just not aligned with my soul, or my guides want to, really give me instructions and tell me, don't go there or don't do that, is I simply just get this very strong either urges, or my body just doesn't feel right at all. So I simply cannot go against my soul anymore. I have built a life and an operating system and such an intimate connection with my guides, my soul, my truth, that my whole entire system responds to that, so that we go towards our destiny, our path, and that we're not being misled and swayed in all these directions. And so when I started to feel that shift, I immediately got out of those noisy platforms. And what happened is I actually realized that it truly has an influence on us, because it's such a bunch of nonsense. It's a bunch of nonsense. The first thing that you need to understand, if you're listening to this podcast, is that you are different. You have inherently different soul qualities. You have different soul origins than 99% of humans, and that's a percentage that is, on the surface, may seem big, but it's actually not. If you think about it, just the 144,000, if you I believe is 0.012 something, or I may have gotten that wrong, but the star seeds, there's a lot of us out there. There's enough for us to do the work that we're here to do, but compared to 8 billion, it's actually not that much. So just wanted for you to have that in mind. So when you listen to the 99% noise, and you start looking at the world around you, and you kind of start feeling like something is wrong with you. Well, that's not the case, right? What's quote unquote wrong with you is that you're still trying to fit into the old earth, because the old earth is not your reality. It's not your destiny. It's not your path. And we are here to create a new world. This is why it feels hard. It's not hard, but it feels hard, because for quite a few decades since you were born, you have created your reality from a different point of attraction. So the first thing that I want to start with is we are creators, okay? The Matrix and the 3D old reality, the 3D old system, is based on just material, physical, right? Ever since we started connecting with spirituality, and all these movements started out, and by the way, they are getting it all wrong, because they're still creating from the old earth mentality, still creating from the ego. We're going to go deeper into that. But what I want to say is that before, things were just purely material. There was no such thing as manifestation or creation or connection to source. Or if it was still very boxed in, like religion. There was still, a set of rules, and this is what you need to follow, and there's the Bible, and there is the scriptures, and you see what I mean? Is like we didn't have control over our reality. And this, again, it has been by design, because everything was made for you to be controlled and to be led in a certain direction. So your creative powers have been taken away from you, but it's a built-in system that we have, especially as starseeds, because we have this direct connection to source, this direct connection to our star families, who are beyond 5D. There is instant manifestation, meaning manifestation only, this word that I really just don't even like to use, only exists in the 3D. So we're actually not even going to use this word in the 5D anymore, because manifestation simply means being. It's just breathing. It's like air, okay? Because we are always constantly manifesting our reality. And by the way, the fact that I am in my closet recording because there's so much noise around me, it's still something I manifested, because for a very long time I've been living in a reality where doing the things that my soul truly wanted to do, there were always massive obstacles along the way, to the point where just I had to just be exited out of those realities. And my whole entire existence on this planet right now has been just everyone just barriers. And this is why, again, it may have seemed hard for us to really live in our to live as conscious creators, is because whenever we tried to do something that was in alignment with our soul, we were met with hostility, with resistance, with judgments, with outside opinions, because our souls are really out of the box. Okay, and most of the people we grew up around were rigid-minded, were really boxed in, so we didn't have that freedom of expression. We were not encouraged. Okay, so for as strong as our soul may have been, our conditioning was still one that, our identity has still been built around the idea that we cannot create our reality. So these are limiting thoughts, limiting patternings, emotional imprintings of victimhood, powerlessness that we have been ingrained with, that we have absorbed, okay? And this is the process of deprogramming. This is the process that we are going through right now with the ascension to become again our true nature, our true essence, which is being a conscious creator. So far, I repeat, so far we have been unconsciously creating our reality, but still creating it, because what we have created was from luck, was from the victim mentality, was from the wounds of our past, because we have let those influence us. And this is not to blame yourself, all the contrary, because many of us have been through very, very traumatic experiences, right? So obviously we have been given, we had fears, we had just really massive I'm sorry, I'm just laughing because of the noise. We had really huge, big traumas to work through, okay, because our souls are powerful souls, and we also had to clear so much past trauma that it was just part of what we came here to do. So as I was saying, there are two ways. We are always creating our reality. Always creating our reality in every single moment, for as weird as it may sound. When you really start taking responsibility for that, you realize that, oh my gosh, wait a minute, that is true. This is how I actually see the world. So the way you see the world this is how it's going to manifest. It's just as simple as that. It's like freaking breathing. So what the journey of ascension and shift from the 3D to 5D is all about is releasing all these rigid boxes in which you have placed yourself, and all the rules that you agreements, all these unconscious rules that you have been living by. Questioning those, releasing those, and becoming again a conscious creator. Okay, once you release and acknowledge everything that happened in your life as a direct reflection of your internal state, once you do that, you take back your freedom, you take back your power. And a lot of us have been afraid of our power, right? Because in the past, we may have, we had many lifetimes in which we were creators in some sort of way, and we have really been met with hostility, with, death penalties, with really, especially the feminine energy within us all, the mystic, the psychic has been really ostracized here on earth for lifetimes and lifetimes and lifetimes. So it's a long story of why this is really not just you not knowing how to manifest your next paycheck. I want you to understand that it's much deeper than that. So if you look around and see all these, by the way, if you're still on social media, just give it a second thought. But this is just to really just lure you into even more of a box of illusions where you are a victim, right? Everybody else is living an amazing life, and you're just, the only one struggling and suffering. And again, it's all a freaking nonsense setup. Because first of all, you don't know these people personally, okay? You don't know how they quote unquote manifested whatever it is that they're just flashing on the screen. So first, okay, you don't know these people. Two, everything that is through a screen is not real. And I know it sounds just really weird what I'm saying, because in a way this is still an online platform, but really look at what feels organic and what doesn't. Really go into not what you see, but what you feel about a specific creator, about a specific person, about a specific content, about a specific idea, whatever. Just go from what you see to what you feel. And that is the second thing. And the third thing is that whatever manifestation guru rules you see out there, it's not a 5D way of creating. I don't want to use the word manifestation because it's just utter nonsense. The 3D manifestation is about still creating from the ego. Okay, so the effortless way of creating is you just being in alignment with your higher self, period. And that's how you are aligned with your destiny. But when you don't know who your soul is, and when you don't know who your higher self is, and when you're not aligned with the truth of who you are, and you're still operating from programming and ego, you're still going to be battling reality in a way where you're going to try to create something that is not your destiny. You're going to try to create gonna try to be a billionaire just because you want to prove yourself to I don't know who. You're going to try to look a certain way because you have a wounding where you didn't feel appreciated, loved, or accepted. You're gonna still try to push through, but still carrying survival mechanisms. So I really want you to look at the difference between 3D manifestation and 5D creation. First, we need to really deprogram ourselves from everything that was 3D based, and to understand that most of the things that we want to quote unquote manifest are just distractions and nonsense. Your soul doesn't give a fuck if she or he is a billionaire. Your soul doesn't give a fuck if she or he is it doesn't give a damn about the circumstances. I really want you guys to understand that it's about how we feel in our reality. And if you gotta become truly aware, and not just aware, but you gotta feel in your soul, this is what I truly want. So I want freedom. Okay, what do I need? Okay, what's the reality that I'm going to create for myself to feel that freedom, right? And sometimes we may look outside of ourselves for things that we think are going to bring us freedom. And again, this is still 3D manifestation. We look outside of ourselves, scan our environment, and see, oh, who can give me love? Codependency. Oh, how can I get that validation? Or how can I manifest whatever? And this is still to keep you distracted from your true purpose and from your soul's path. Again, us, starseeds, we do not belong to the 3D. We do not give a damn about all these material things. I mean, they're nice experiences. Nobody says that there's anything wrong with, just wanting to have beautiful clothes, or just wanting to go travel the world and have beautiful vacations. I mean, not vacations, because we are always in vacation. But just all these pleasures are there to be enjoyed, but not to become your primary focus. It's really important to understand that. But the 3D people, the 3D manifestation is all about focusing and fixing on those material goals, and just forgetting the whole point of of the journey. Okay, and it's just really luring you into just another matrix of illusion. As I was probably shared this in the past, there was a point in my life where I thought that manifesting, quote unquote, manifesting this nomad lifestyle, where I was in Bali, I was in a relationship, I was, writing my book, I had all the time in the world, to do the things that I wanted to do. I thought that it was going to bring me the happiness, the freedom, and the abundance, but I actually just crashed. I was just empty for about a few months. I was just laying on the floor, just completely shattered, because my soul came to the realization that, oh my gosh, I manifested everything I thought I wanted, and that was not it. So this is when I started to I stopped all this nonsense hamster wheel, and then I started really going deeper into what my soul came here for. And this is when things really started to become deeper and fascinating, because I truly came into contact with my own inner magic, and I reconnected with my inner child and my creativity and my true spark and my uniqueness. And this is when I stopped giving a damn about all these 3D nonsense things and really started creating, because what we are here to create is unique. So we cannot have a template, we cannot have a pattern. There is no such thing in the 3D world for what we came here to create, period. There is no such thing. Your soul is your biggest compass. Your soul is the driver of this existence. Your soul, the beauty of who you truly are, your essence, is your main, your driver. So, right. This is today's talk. Was really all about having you look at the difference between the 3D manifestation, which is again still very material, still very programmed, and still very much from the ego. Okay, and is still very much controlled, and is still very much following a set of rules, and 5D creation, which is what we're here to do, because we are creating the 5D new earth. Okay, it's not the 3D people that are going to tell us how we need to manifest. So please, if you're still wasting your time on all this nonsense content, do yourself a favor and just disconnect from that. You'll thank yourself later, okay, for this decision. I can guarantee that. So you gotta come back to your true, beautiful, gorgeous, amazing inner world, and from that place, you get to create a life that you've always known that was yours, was destined for you. Personally, I just want to, vulnerably put myself out there. I have always known, for me, my biggest trauma was not being able to create. As I was sharing, life circumstances made me go into engineering because long story short, that's where I ended up. Because I gave my power away to external circumstances. I wanted to please people. I thought it was the only thing available, and maybe it was in the past. So that's just the road that I took until now. But my soul was literally dying every single time I was getting into a job. And by the way, I repeat, on the external, they were incredible jobs. People would die. Most people would fight for those kind of opportunities that I would, be blessed with in a way. But then my soul was dying. So every 3 to 6 months, I would be in a burnout. And not because there was too much work, because in fact, there was not. But it's simply my soul jumping out of my body and saying, Anna, you're not creating, you're not being your empowered self, you're not doing you. So for me, my definition and my version of the life that I came here to create is this, creating every day, sharing my truth, really being able to be in this energy and in my true authentic essence, in every minute of it, and to give myself and my inner child. And with that, I'm going to wrap this episode, because this is something that has been the most powerful shift that I've probably ever experienced, was realizing that my soul has special needs, period. We are souls with special needs, meaning we cannot be boxed into these environments with all sorts of 3D people. We need, and again, I don't want to generalize it, but I'm just going to speak for myself. I personally need a lot of time alone, a lot of time with spirit, a lot of time to create, a lot of time to spend in nature. And by a lot, I don't just mean in weekends, I mean a lot. And this is the minute. The only reason that you have unconsciously just been burying life in the past is because you have not been aware of these, right? Because everybody around you seemed to lead their life in a certain way, and then you were just putting yourself down for not being like everybody else. But when you start really seeing that your soul, your inner child, has special needs that were not acknowledged by your family, that were not acknowledged by your adults in your life, therefore they could not put you on your path because they could not see you. They simply thought there was something wrong with you. And we have all these labels like ADHD and I don't know what else, and wait, what's those labels? Like indigo, I don't know exactly I don't really care about those, but it's just understanding that we have lived in a world where being a creator was just not, it was not mainstream, it was not possible, it was not it was following a predefined path where everybody would unconsciously go towards, and that is not what you came here to do. So today, by acknowledging our inner child's special needs and doing everything in our power as the adults, as the conscious creators, regardless of how difficult it may seem on the surface, our job is to take our inner child take him out of that world where he or she had to hide, had to be suppressed, where he or she was not free. We gotta take him or her out of that world and go on this journey alone, or with our soul tribe, but really understanding that we can no longer abandon our soul. In the age of Aquarius, we can no longer abuse. It's an abuse that we're doing to ourselves, because this is what we have been used to do. We have been, abuse has become familiar, and by abuse I simply mean completely ignoring and neglecting our starving child, inner child, that says, this is not the life that I want, this is not the life that I want, and being buried in all these seemingly perceived quote-unquote adult responsibilities. But you gotta understand something. There is always a way. God, source creator, will never put you in a place, unless for training purposes, which we have ended, will never put you in a place where you need to suffer. This is really what you need to understand. Whoever tells you that you have to do something for whatever reason, for as logical or for as seemingly for a seemingly appropriate, I don't know how to even say it, for a seemingly valid as that reason may be, you gotta find out of the box solutions for you to live the life that you came here to do. So the first step, and without it we are still going to be looping in the 3D, creating from the ego, creating from suffering, just trying to get out of our trauma without acknowledging who we truly are, without pausing, taking all those fragmented aspects of ourselves back into integration. Without being in this energy of wholeness, we are still going to be looping in the 3D and still going to be creating from the ego. So the first step is acknowledging who you truly are. Even if the whole freaking world tells you that you're crazy for wanting a certain thing, or, oh, your vision is too out there, or you are delusional. Even if yourself, because sometimes our inner voice, our inner critic is just simply the result. It's just like a demon that has, with the snowball effect, has become our primary source of guidance. But it's that freaking demon is just the result of conditioning and everybody else's opinions that have created a momentum in your life and in your inner, that have taken the power over your own soul. But now it's time for you to really shut those down as the adult, as the conscious creator, and said, enough is enough. This is what I've been living up until today. Okay, I have learned a lot, but from this moment forward, I don't care what it's gonna take, but I'm gonna be a conscious creator, and I'm gonna create the reality that my soul came here to create. Because this is the age of freedom. This is the age of Aquarius. This is where we get to experience the freedom to live in our soul. Now, the reason why today it may still feel a little bit hard or difficult is because we are pioneers, and just like every pioneer, just like every new invention, just like every new beginning, it's not effortless, or it's not, it hasn't been paved, right? Just like going on a forest, you're just following a paved way, and all of a sudden you know that you want to explore a new area of the forest, and you go through the unknown. But I want to share something that is our anthem for the new age of Aquarius, is finding stability, finding your anchor in the uncertainty, in the unknown, in the wilderness, because this is where we're going. We're going into the wilderness. We're no longer following the predefined path, which is boring, which is the same old, which is leading us to where the world has, to the status quo. Maybe an improved status quo, but again, improvement is not what we think it is, because, an overly technologized world is not the future. I mean, it is the 3D future, but it's not our 5D future. So what we're doing is that we're turning right or left, and we are going against the grain. We are no longer following the already existing path, but we are creating. So again, we are the trailblazers. We, through our own internal guidance system, because we all have, our soul has so much wisdom. Everything is already it has already been encoded in our soul. We know the path, we know the way, but it is our conditioning that has kept us in some sort of a different reality. And now it is time for us to remember. It is time for us to remember our future, to remember what has already been created, by the way, because if you are able to have a vision, if you see it, it's because it's just your future self saying hello. It's just your future self coming back to you from the future and saying, hey, this is where we're going, have fun. Don't give up. It's not like dreaming. I mean, even dreaming has a deeper meaning than just being delusional. But anyway, we're not going to get into that. So before I wrap this up, I just want to say that when you embody your true higher self, which is not a programmed ego version of you, because sometimes we believe that higher self has to look a certain way, which is still based on 3D influences or our past traumas and past experiences. No. Now we are changing our way of living from unconsciously creating the same old reality, which was from a point of attraction. We create from a seed point of conception. Everything that we have created today was created from a seed point of conception, which was mainly trauma. And we have been looping inside of that reality because we haven't healed. Now we are healing all this past and we are creating from a new seed point of conception, which is our soul. And the truth, our vision and everything that our soul has been encoded with, because this is what we came here. This is our destiny. And now this journey of becoming, this journey of working with yourself, with your thoughts, with your emotions, with your energetic body, with your physical body to align with your soul. This is the path of self-mastery that the ascension is all about, is becoming that. And this is your job. This is your responsibility to work through the fears, work through the traumas, work through the wounds, work through the illusions, and come back an even more aligned version of you, an even more powerful version of you, an even more free version of you. But once you understand the steps, you will no longer feel confused, or you will no longer be tempted to go back to the old ways, because you just know that, okay, I know it's not supposed to be easy, but it's going to be easier and easier and easier and easier and easier and easier and easier. But my job is to keep going. My job is to wake up every day to a whole new day of creation and realize that if something is not yet the way my soul knows my potential is, it's because there are still things that I need to clear out. So let's do it. But not conform to the reality, not drop our elbows and say, or our shoulders, I don't know what I'm saying right now, just not giving up, because you know who you are, dear one. So stop listening to the outer environment and start creating. And if you need help with that, I will invite you to my New Earth Visionary Mentorship Program, in which we are going through all these beautiful methods of creating in the 5D and towards your unique destiny. With that, I look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you in the next one. Take care and bye for now.